Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Throwback Chevy. How are you doing? Michael Coughlan here on a chilly Toronto afternoon. Yes, indeed, the winter is coming, but I'm a stout Canadian. I can handle it. I'm out here with my jean jacket. That's enough for most people. Thank you to all the subscribers. I really appreciate the support. If you haven't done so, if you're liking what you're seeing, by all means, hit the subscribe button, and we'll get off to the races together. Today on the program, I'd like to throw back to 1992, my old heavy metal cable show known as the Metal Mike Show, and an interview with Blackie Lawless. And if that name rings a bell, you may remember his band known as W.A.S.P, rumored to stand for We Are Sexual Perverts. And of course, controversy was no stranger to the band or the singer. Blackie, the main songwriter for the band, took that controversy on by the horns. And I really appreciate his genuine character and his fearlessness in the face of challenges like Tipper Gore's PMRC council, you may recall, back in the 80s, standing up against rock and roll with explicit lyrics. I'll let the interview do the talking, but I will say this before we get to the footage, is that Blackie Lawless is an honest, stand-up, genuine gentleman, and he has since reverted to his Christian beliefs, although even within that structure, he marches to his own drum. And if you're interested in that, by all means, do a little research on the web and find out what Blackie has to say about that these days. But here's an interview in which this guy has seen and done it all by 1992. And here he is promoting his album, The Crimson Idol. And I really appreciated what he had to say. He's engaging, funny, and pretty serious at times, too. So I hope you enjoy it. It's Blackie Lawless on the Metal Mike Show, circa 1992, right here from Throwback Chevy.
Talking to Blackie Lawless was like rummaging through heavy metal history. What a personal thrill it was for me to sit and chat with this legend in his Toronto hotel suite. W.A.S.P's latest release, a rock opera entitled The Crimson Idol, was the chief topic of discussion with this intriguing metal superstar. Where did you come up with this concept for The Crimson Idol? Where did the idea hit you to do a rock opera?
Well, I've had the idea since '87, but to be totally honest with you, I get asked one question over and over and over again by the fans. And they say, give me some advice. How do I get from where I'm at to where you're at? So I tell them the same thing over and over again. I tell them, I say, you got to want this really, really badly. You got to be willing to pay the price. And they all say, yeah, I want to pay the price, I want to pay the price. But they don't really know what they're saying. So I thought, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to write a story. And I'm going to show them the worst possible side of this business. The darkest, the anti-Spinal Tap. And then once they've heard this story, if they think they still want to do it, be my guest. You got my blessings. If 10 years ago somebody would have told me what this was all about, I still would have done it because I wanted it really, really badly. But the thing is, you've got to be willing to pay the price. And very few people really, really understand what that means.
The Crimson Idol chronicles the trials and tribulations of Jonathan Aaron Steele, a tormented boy who grows up to become a troubled rock star. Along his way, he meets a multitude of characters, one of which is Chainsaw Charlie.
Charlie is supposed to be the president of one of the biggest record companies in the world, but the chainsaw is like a euphemism, well, this whole record was written in satirical fashion from like a literary point of view, where nothing on this record is really what it appears to be. Like even the title, The Crimson Idol, is not what people think it is. I mean, everybody's going to originally think it's the boy, and it's not the boy, because everything is here to represent something else which is even bigger than what you think it is. So the chainsaw in Chainsaw Charlie and the Murders in the Morgue is the industry itself. He tells Jonathan, or Jonathan is the central character of the Crimson Idol. He says, he explains to him what the morgue is, and Charlie says that it's the place where all artists will eventually whore themselves to commercialism. It's the place where the music comes to die.
In Meat Magazine, Canada's Metal Voice, you were quoted as saying, regarding videos, if we weren't forced to do a video, we wouldn't. Can you expand on that?
When I said that, I don't mean me per se, I mean a lot of people in the industry. Because I think that there are times, and I know that there are some artists who really don't want to do them, but they're forced into doing it. And in this particular situation, it's actually the opposite. This record screams for visual
That's
presentation.
what I was going to say. This opens all sorts of opportunities.
Yeah. Well, see what we did. We shot the first 2 promo videos for it already. But moreover than that, the thing that's important to me is we've shot this whole story already. There's 9 characters in the story. And it's been done in movie style. So well, the reason we did that is because that's what the live presentation is going to be. When you see the show live, the mirror is a very, very important part of this story. It's Jonathan's alter ego. Mm-hmm. So you will see this giant mirror up behind us, and in the mirror is basically this movie, which is his life story, which is playing the whole time we're up there. So, like, it's kind of an updated version of when you had a silent film years ago, you had an organ player. Well, now you got a silent movie going on, but you got a rock band in front of it.
Is there a feeling of gratification now that this is all coming together?
It's more like
3 years in the making.
Yeah, you know, it's like the reviews that we've gotten out of this thing have been as good as any of us could have expected. And it's not like I'm getting a big head or anything. It's more like a sigh of relief. It's like, you know, because when you work for something that long and you get in a fog and you don't know which way is up and down, you don't know where you're going, you're just wandering in the dark day after day. You're plodding along and you think that you're doing the right thing, and like psychosis of you know, sooner or later develops, and then, you know, that demon's on your shoulder saying, you know, well, this thing is never going to be finished. You know that, don't you? You know.
Having put 3 years of work into the Crimson Idol, one would think Blackie will depend upon its success. Not so.
I have reached a conclusion in the last 5 years that with the records that I've done, that I'm going to do what I want to do. If they sell, fine. If they don't sell, that's fine too.
Look for more exciting video from W.A.S.P and the Crimson Idol, as well as what should be a killer in-concert performance coming to a place near you.